I want to talk about a very sensitive issue that involves the Boy Scouts of America, and specifically about abuse that took place uh, over the past few decades of children that were entrusted to the Boy Scouts of America and their scoutmasters to be guided in what we value in this country as the skills needed to be a well-adjusted man in the United States. And too often these days, I think we see the people that we've entrusted our children to, whether it be their doctors, their coaches, their priests, their rabbis, and now the Boy Scouts, that have really abused this trust and this faith, really, that we've put into these um, individuals. I think it's shaken our country to its core of the way that we look about what we would do, who we will trust our kids with, who will believe. A story that our kids tell us, that if someone touched them inappropriately, what would we have thought about that 10 years ago if they had told us that, their scoutmaster had done it versus today? I mean, the very fabric of the way that we raise our children has been changed and rocked by these scandals from all these major organizations. And the most recent and now wide known public one that's happening right now is the Boy Scouts. And I think the reason the Boy Scouts came as such a shock is this isn't, a religious organization. This isn't the same type of abuse that we had seen in the past. Uh, and I don't think anyone expected that this organization that is touts itself as creating ethical and holding themselves to this high standard would be capable of what we've seen, which is allowing this to happen, truly with knowledge of certain scoutmasters and leaders, of allowing them to continue to work with these young children after they've been reported on, after people had made numerous reports about the same scout leader, about the same scoutmaster, that their children had been abused or the children had come forward. And they kept records of this, and they continued to allow it. They didn't do the background checks. They didn't do anything. They didn't take the action, and they brushed these under the rug. They allowed the victims to feel like they were crazy. They allowed the victims to suffer by choice. And now what they've done is they have filed for bankruptcy. And the reason they filed for bankruptcy is simple. If they file for bankruptcy, they can eliminate all these claims for decades and decades. It's a speak now or forever hold your peace type mechanism as far as lawsuits go, as far as closure goes for these victims to be able to come forward and get the closure that they so desperately need. In the psychology of dealing with abuse victims, we have multiple social workers that are on our staff that help us and help our clients get through this process of bringing a claim and talking it through and understanding what that entails. But what we know is that generally victims of this type of abuse don't come forward, in their 20s or 30s. It's normally middle life, 40s and 50s, where they start to feel comfortable that they can talk about what happened, where they know that they were the victim, where they know that they were not wrong, and they are okay with who they are, and they need to talk about it. They have to get it out. And unfortunately, because of this bankruptcy, they're not going to get that opportunity. They're going to have to come now. They're going to have to come within the next 6 months to file what's called a proof of claim. The proof of claim will put them in line as a creditor against the Boy Scouts of America. It will not be the same process. It will not be long depositions. There will not be the interrogation that they were able to hold over as an intimidation mechanism over these victims to come forward, that they would have to publicly come out and be scrutinized and judged. And this is more of an administrative process now, that we will be able to file your proof of claim that you are a victim, that you are entitled to compensation. And we're working very hard to maximize the compensation and in turn the closure for our clients, to make sure that they know their voice was heard. Because if we don't come forward now, if we don't file a proof of claim within the amount of time of about the next 6 months, you're not going to be able to do it. It just simply will be something that is gone, a remedy that was lost, and an opportunity for closure that we can't get back. So if you or your loved one or your child was unfortunately subjected to this type of abuse, that was known about, that was allowed, that was facilitated by the Boy Scouts of America, the time is now. Call us, email us, reach out on social media, And we'll put our team together of our social workers and attorneys that are dedicated to doing nothing but dealing with victims of abuse at the hands of trusted and members of our community at that time who have totally abused that trust and have lost it really forever, really shaken the fabric of the way that we raise our children, about who we trust our children with, about decisions that we would never have thought twice about 10 years ago is a totally different game. And I believe that the efforts of these victims coming forward helps change that, helps give us a new normal, helps put us back to a place where we can have faith and confidence that the people that we entrust our children with will act different, that the organizations we entrust our children with will do background checks and will make it a safer place, that we can get back to that place where we can trust the people that are watching our children. And so, for your efforts, if you are a victim and you are coming forward and you are speaking your truth, thank you so much for doing so. And if we can help, please reach out.